Today, we are going to talk about the book, Who Moved My Cheese? By best-selling author Spencer Johnson. This story teaches us one powerful idea. When you adapt to change quickly, you can find success. So, let me ask you something. Have you ever lost something important in your life? A job, a relationship, or a plan you loved? Did you feel scared? Did you feel angry? Did you want to go back to the way things were before? If your answer is yes, then this video is for you. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what steps to take when change happens so you can get closer to success. So let's get started. Chapter 1. A story about a maze. Imagine a big maze. It is very large. The walls are high. The paths are long. And inside this maze, there is cheese. Now, for some people, cheese is just food. But in this story, cheese means something much bigger. Cheese means the things you want in life. Maybe it is a good job. Maybe it is money. Maybe it is a happy family. Maybe it is good health. Whatever makes you feel happy and safe, that is your cheese. And the maze is the world around you. It is your workplace, your city, your relationships, all the places where you go to find what you want. Our story has 4 characters who all live in this maze. 2 of them are mice. Their names are Snif and Scurry. 2 of them are little people, very small humans. Their names are Hem and Haw. Snif is good at finding problems early. He can sniff out changes before they happen. Scurry is good at taking action. He does not think too much. He just runs. Hem does not like change. He wants everything to stay the same. And Haw? Well, Haw is afraid of change at first. But he can learn. He can grow. Now you might be thinking, which one am I? Am I more like Snif? Like Scurry? Like Hem? Or like Haw? Keep that question in your mind. We will come back to it. Every day, these 4 characters go into the maze. They look for cheese. And one day, they find it. They find a huge amount of cheese in one place. It is a special place. The characters call it Cheese Station C. At Cheese Station C, there is so much cheese. More cheese than they have ever seen before. The mice, Snif and Scurry, come early every morning. They look at the cheese carefully. They check if anything is different. Then they eat and go home. But Hem and Haw, they do something very different. They bring their things to Cheese Station C. They put their clothes there. They put their pictures there. They make it feel like home. They think this cheese will always be there. They stop looking for new cheese. They stop exploring the maze. Every morning, Hem and Haw wake up and walk to Cheese Station C because they know the cheese is there. They feel safe. They feel happy. Life is good. But is it really that simple? Can cheese last forever? Something is about to change at Cheese Station C. And it will change everything for our 4 characters. Let's find out what happens next in Chapter 2. Chapter 2. The cheese is gone. One morning, Snif and Scurry arrive at Cheese Station C as usual. But when they get there, they stop. They look at the walls. They look at the floor. They look at each other. The cheese is gone. All of it. Every piece. The station is empty. Now, here's the interesting part. Snif and Scurry are not really surprised. Why? Because they noticed something in the days before. The cheese was getting smaller. Every day, there was a little less cheese than the day before. They could see it was changing. So when the cheese finally disappeared, they were ready. Without talking, without planning, Snif and Scurry take off their running shoes from around their necks. Yes, they always kept their shoes ready, and they put them on. They look at the maze, and they run. They go deeper into the maze to find new cheese. They do not think about why the cheese is gone. They do not feel angry. They do not say, "This is not fair." They just move. They adapt. They go and look for something new. Now, what about Hem and Haw? They arrive at Cheese Station C a little later. And when they see the empty station, they cannot believe it. "What?" Hem shouts. "No cheese? Where's my cheese?" Haw looks around. He feels confused. He feels scared. "Who moved my cheese?" he says quietly. And so they stand there. They look at the empty walls. They feel angry. They feel like someone did something wrong to them. Someone took their cheese. Someone moved it. It is not fair. This cannot be happening, says Hem. This is not right. There must be some mistake. So they do what many of us do when things change suddenly. They do nothing. They wait. They think the cheese will come back. The next morning, they go back to Cheese Station C. Still empty. The morning after that, still empty. And the morning after that, still empty. But Hem and Haw keep going back. Every day they hope. Every day they are disappointed. Hem gets very upset. He says, "Someone took our cheese. It is not our fault. We do not need to change. They need to bring our cheese back." Haw starts to wonder. He thinks, maybe we should go into the maze. Maybe we should look for new cheese. But he is afraid. What if the maze is dark? What if there is no new cheese? What if things are worse out there? So he stays. He does nothing. He waits with Hem. Days pass. The friends become thin. They become weak. They become unhappy. But they still do not move. Meanwhile, somewhere deep in the maze, two little mice are running, exploring and searching for something new. The question is, will Hem and Haw stay in the empty station forever? Or will one of them finally have the courage to move? That is exactly what we will find out in Chapter 3. Chapter 3. Two different choices. More time passes. Hem and Haw are getting worse. They are hungry. They are tired. They are sad. And they are angry, very angry. Every day, Hem says the same things. "This is not right. I worked hard for my cheese. I deserve my cheese. Someone should fix this." Hem is waiting for the world to change back. He wants to go back to the old days. The good days. The days when everything was easy and safe. But those days are gone. One morning, something different happens inside Haw. He starts to laugh. It is a small laugh at first, then a bigger one. He looks at himself and thinks, "Look at me. I'm standing here every day in an empty room. I am doing the same thing again and again. And I expect something different to happen? That is crazy." And in that moment, something changes for Haw. He realizes something important. The cheese is not coming back. It is time to move. He looks at Hem. "Hey," he says, "let's go into the maze. Let's go find new cheese." But Hem shakes his head. "No," he says, "I am not going. I am too old for this. I do not know what is in the maze. What if there is no new cheese? What if something bad happens? It is better to stay here and wait." Haw looks at his friend for a long time. He understands. He feels the same fear. But he knows something now. He knows that staying here is more dangerous than moving. Staying here means slowly getting weaker and weaker. Moving means hope. Moving means a chance. And so Haw makes his choice. He picks up his running shoes. He puts them on. His hands are shaking. His heart is beating fast. But he stands at the entrance to the maze, and he takes one step forward. Before he goes, Haw writes something on the wall, He wants Hem to read it later, maybe it will help him. He writes, "If you do not change, you can become extinct." And then Ha walks into the dark maze. At first, it is very hard. Ha has not moved in a long time. His muscles hurt. He does not know which way to go. The paths are long and dark. And every time he turns a corner and finds nothing, he feels like giving up. He thinks about Cheese Station C. He thinks about how easy and safe it felt there. He misses it. He wants to go back. But then he thinks, if I go back, what will happen? Nothing will change. I will just get weaker. So he keeps moving. And as he moves, something interesting starts to happen. He finds small pieces of cheese here and there along the way. Not big pieces, just small ones. But they give him energy. They give him hope. And each time he finds one, he feels a little better. He starts to realize moving is not as scary as I thought. Yes, it is hard. But it is also exciting. There are new things to see, new paths to explore, new possibilities. Ha also starts to write on the walls as he walks. He writes lessons, things he learns along the way. He hopes that Hem will one day follow him and read these messages. But what about Snif and Scurry? Did they find new cheese? You will find out, and Ha will find out too, in Chapter 4. Chapter 4. Ha's journey through the maze. Where are Snif and Scurry? Ha walks and walks. Some days are good. Some days are hard. He explores new parts of the maze he has never seen before. Some paths end with nothing. Some paths lead to small discoveries. On his journey, Ha thinks a lot. He thinks about his old life at Cheese Station C. He thinks about how comfortable it was. And he understands something new. I was not really happy there at the end, he thinks. I was just comfortable. And comfortable is not the same as happy. He starts to imagine something. He closes his eyes and pictures a new place, a new cheese station. Big walls full of cheese. All kinds of cheese. More cheese than Cheese Station C ever had. And this picture in his mind gives him energy. It gives him hope. He keeps walking. As he walks, he writes more messages on the walls of the maze. What would you do if you were not afraid? He stops and thinks about this question. What would he do if he was not afraid? He would move faster. He would explore more. He would try new things. So he decides to act as if he is not afraid. Even when he feels scared inside, he keeps moving. And slowly the fear gets smaller. The faster you let go of old cheese, the sooner you find new cheese. He thinks about Hem back at the empty station. Hem is still holding on to old cheese that no longer exists. And because of that, he cannot move forward. He cannot find anything new. Ha does not want to be like that anymore. One day, after a long time walking, Ha turns a corner and he stops. He blinks. He looks again. There, at the end of the path, is a place he has never seen before. It is big. It is bright. And the walls are full of cheese. More cheese than he has ever seen in his life. All kinds of cheese. Different colors, different shapes, different smells. It is Cheese Station N. And there, right in the middle of it, are Snif and Scurry. They found it a long time ago. They are well fed. They are happy. Ha feels joy he has not felt in a very long time. He walks in slowly. He picks up a piece of cheese. He takes a bite. It is delicious. He sits down and eats, and his eyes fill with tears, not because he is sad, but because he is so relieved. He thinks about everything he went through. The fear, the hunger, the long dark paths, the moments he wanted to give up. And now he is here, He writes one more thing on the wall of the new cheese station. Enjoy the adventure. It helps you find new cheese. But one thought comes back to him. He thinks about Hem. Is Hem still back at cheese station C? Is Hem okay? Ha goes back to the entrance of the new station. He listens. He waits. He hopes that someday he will hear the sound of Hem's footsteps coming down the path. But so far, nothing. Ha has learned so much on his journey. And in Chapter 5, we are going to look at all of those lessons together. Because these are the lessons that can change your life too. Chapter 5. The Lessons on the Wall. When Ha was walking through the maze, he wrote messages on the walls. These messages were lessons, things he learned from his experience. These messages are the most important part of this book. So let's look at each one carefully. Lesson 1. Change happens. Your cheese will keep moving. Nothing stays the same forever. Jobs change. People change. Technology changes. Relationships change. The world around us is always moving. Hem thought that cheese station C would be there forever. He never thought about the possibility that one day it would be empty. And because of that, he was completely unprepared when it happened. The first step is simply to accept this truth. Change is normal. Change is natural. Your cheese will move. It is not a question of if, it is a question of when. Lesson 2. Anticipate change. Smell the cheese often, so you know when it is getting old. This was Snif's superpower. He was always paying attention. He was always checking. He noticed when the cheese was getting smaller. He noticed when things were changing. Many of us only notice change when it is too late, when the cheese is already gone. But if we pay attention, we can often see the signs much earlier. A company that is not doing well. A relationship that is getting difficult. A skill that is becoming less useful. If you check often and pay attention, you can prepare before the change happens. Lesson 3. Adapt quickly. The quicker you let go of old cheese, the sooner you can enjoy new cheese. This is a hard one. When we lose something important, it is natural to feel sad, angry, or confused. Those feelings are okay. But if we hold on to those feelings for too long, they stop us from moving forward. Hem held on too long. He kept saying, "This is not fair. Someone should fix this." And while he was saying those things, time was passing. The chance to find new cheese was getting smaller. The faster we accept that the old cheese is gone, and the faster we start looking for new cheese, the better our lives will be. Lesson 4. Move with the cheese. Enjoy change. Savor the adventure and enjoy the taste of new cheese. Ha discovered something surprising during his journey. Yes, the maze was scary at first, but it was also interesting. He saw new things. He discovered new paths. He grew as a person. When we only focus on what we lost, we miss all the new things that are waiting for us. If we can shift our focus from what is gone to what is possible, the journey becomes much more exciting. Lesson 5. Be ready to change quickly. Again and again. They keep moving the cheese. This is the last and maybe most important lesson. Finding new cheese is wonderful, but do not make the same mistake again. Do not get so comfortable that you stop paying attention. Check your cheese regularly. Keep your running shoes close. Stay curious. Stay open to change, because the cheese will move again. It always does. These 5 lessons are simple, but they are not easy. Knowing something and doing something are very different. Ha knew he needed to change, but he still waited a long time before he started moving. The real question is, what will you do with these lessons? We are almost at the end of our journey together. In the final chapter, let's talk about how you can use these ideas in your own life starting today. Chapter 6. What does this mean for you? We started this video with a simple question. Have you ever lost something important in your life? A job, a plan, a relationship, a dream? Now, think about that situation again. But think about it through the lens of this story. Were you more like Snif or Scurry? Did you notice the changes early and adapt quickly? Or were you more like Hem, standing in an empty room, waiting for something to come back that was already gone? Or maybe you were like Haw, scared but willing to try, unsure but moving forward anyway. Here is the beautiful thing about this story. There is no judgment. Being like Hem is not wrong. It is human. We all do it sometimes. We all have moments when we hold on too tight, when we refuse to accept that things have changed, when we keep going back to an empty cheese station hoping. But the good news is this: it is never too late to put on your running shoes. Spencer Johnson wrote this book to give us a simple tool, a story we can remember when life gets hard, when things change, when we feel scared. The next time something in your life changes, and something will change, it always does ask yourself these questions. Am I behaving like Hem? Am I angry and waiting? Or am I behaving like Haw? Am I scared but moving? What would I do if I were not afraid? And what new cheese might be waiting for me if only I am willing to go and look? These are not easy questions, but they are the right questions. Change is not the enemy. Change is just part of life. The maze is always there. The cheese will always move. And the only real question is, what will you do next? Remember Haw's words, written on the dark walls of the maze. It is safer to search in the maze than to stay in a situation that has no cheese. That is the message of this book, and I hope it stays with you. Now, I have a question for you. Think about your own life right now. Is there something in your life that you are ready to leave behind and move forward to find your new cheese? Write your answer in the comments below. When you write in English, your English skills get better. Even a short comment is great practice. Thank you so much for watching today. If you want to practice your English listening skills more, there are many other book summaries on this channel. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Take care, keep moving forward, and see you in the next one.